Hey everyone, this is Robert Yang of robertyang.net, and I'm going to discuss a study that was performed by the FDA about cereals that were fortified. In particular, this study looked at iron and folate in cereals that were fortified. And there was a huge discrepancy in the amount of iron and folate in some of these cereals. And with iron, it was 80% of what was on the label versus 190% what was on the label. With folate, it was 98% what was on the label to 320%. So a big concern is that there's an overabundance of some of these minerals and vitamins. And if you look at iron intake, for example, the recommended daily allowance, the RDA of iron, is 8 milligrams per day for an adult. And if you look at the tolerable upper intake level, is about 45 milligrams. So once you start getting close to that or above it, you're starting to play with possibly an overabundance of iron and could lead to toxicity. If you look at, say, for example, brand cereal, which I looked on the internet, found that each 1 cup serving is 8 milligrams of iron. It has 8 milligrams of iron per 1 cup serving. Now, if you take into account this study, it could be up to 190% of that. So it could be 8 milligrams, it could be 15, maybe 16 milligrams per 1 cup serving. And if you look at the average consumption of cereal for adults, it's not 1 cup, it's usually about 2 cups at one sitting. So you sit down, you dump your cereal in a bowl, and usually most people consume 2 cups at a time. So if you're consuming 2 cups at a time, it could be the, let's say, 16 milligrams of iron in that 2 cups of cereal, or it could be possibly double that. Could be 30 to maybe 32 milligrams of iron. So right there, just with that one sitting of 2 cups of cereal, you're looking at close to that upper limit of 45 milligrams. And we haven't even accounted for the other foods that people are eating. And some people eat cereal for breakfast and they also eat it for dinner. You always hear that. So people are really probably pushing the limits of iron. And when you start looking at iron toxicity, you can look at it, for example, in the blood, ferritin levels. It's the storage form of iron. So once the ferritin levels start coming up, there's huge implications in regards to heart disease, as well as cancer, and also cirrhosis of the liver. The liver is a very important organ. It filters your blood. It's your filter of your body, like a filter in your car. So you can get cirrhosis, which is scarring of the tissue, which leads to dysfunction later on. And so with these cereals, they're fortified. And this leads to a whole nother topic, which is fortification of foods. And to the same degree that a food like this cereal is fortified, you can also say it's processed. So the more fortification there is, the more synthetic vitamins they're putting in there, or minerals, or whatever it is they're putting in there, to the same degree that food is processed. So really, the more fortified a food is, the more processed it is. And the unhealthy it is for you, and it'll probably be more detrimental to your health. So I hope you enjoyed that, give you a little bit of understanding of how fortified foods, such as a cereal, can be detrimental to your health. So until next time, eat well to feel well.